So we are looking at another 6.5 million Americans who have lost their jobs or are applying for unemployment this week. We are probably right now, Thomas, at another probably between 12 and 15% unemployment when we see the numbers in the 1st of May. And it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. And they're still talking about 4 to 8 weeks, under lock and key. The Congress says they want to give more. I've been talking to people that are losing their restaurants or losing everything, have not been able to get in line for a loan because the money is all gone. Should the government be making these loans?
We shouldn't be doing it because we are encouraging the governors to keep doing what they're doing, which is to shut down the economy. They're going to end up starving people, the governors are. You're already seeing people committing suicides because they can't get medical help or they're locked down. The bill that Pelosi wants, she wants a 15% increase in SNAP, $100 billion to local governments, and $150 billion to hospitals, I think. So she wants to add another $250 billion to this. But the problem, it sounds like it's humane, and the right thing to do is to give all this money away, but it doesn't make the food grow. It doesn't get the factories running. We're going to run out of things that support life on this planet.
So how do you balance this? Because if I understand that to me is critical infrastructure, farming, slaughterhouses, food processing, all of that. That's critical infrastructure. But I wasn't the one who shut my business down. The government told me to shut it down. Doesn't the government have a responsibility to reimburse me for all that I lost? 3 weeks ago, I was having the best year of my life. Now, I don't know if I can even open my business again. Do I get anything back from the government? Don't they have a responsibility, constitutionally even?
That's a great point. But here's the problem. It's the governors who have shut things down, and it's the federal government who's trying to make you whole. There's no feedback loop. The governors are not suffering the mal-effects of their policy. And so we are sustaining their mal-effects, and so we've put them in this moral hazard. So governors like Ron DeSantis, he had to fall in line like the day after this stimulus thing passed. He had no other option. And so that's the problem, and we're just pushing these governors to keep doing it. If the governors had to make people whole for what they are doing, they would start coming up with sensible policy instead of staying stuck on stupid.
So aren't there places like New York that should be shut down?
That is up to the governor of New York, and whatever happens there, they have to sustain that in New York. Every state, every governor has got different policies. Kristi Noem has got a policy that's suitable for her state. The problem is the feds are proposing one policy. If there's a role for government, Glenn, I think it's in getting these masks out there. It's in getting the tests out there. It's in publishing the data. It's in tracking this disease. And I'm sorry about my line.
I don't know if you're at like Chernobyl or where you are, but let me ask you one question. Talking to Congressman Thomas Massie, I cannot get an answer on the way down, and I can't get an answer now on the way out. What are the tripwires? What has to happen for these states and the government to start recommending that we all go back to work? The numbers are all trending in the right place. Okay, great. We don't want to come back too soon. I get it. But can you please find out what the tripwires are, Thomas? Because no one will give – it's all arbitrary.
I asked Dr. Fauci that question a few days ago. He said it was hospital admissions when they start to flatten out. But the problem is as soon as they start to flatten out and they ease off of this mitigation phase and if something flares up, they're going to shut it all back down again.
All right, Thomas Massie, Congressman from the great state of Kentucky, and one of the congressmen that actually has some balls. Thomas Massie, thanks for being on.